Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Super Tees video, and you absolutely don't want to miss out on this. As you can see on my screen here, I saw a tweet come out from Mr. GM. There's a Realm First achievement for Realm First level 70 Time Runner in 10.2.7. So Season 4, 10.2.7, it was looking a little stark. Not like there was a lot going on, but they were holding this WoW Remixed Mists of Pandaria event, and there's going to be this Realm First title, which will give you the Mist Runner title if you are the first character on a realm to reach level 70. But of course, we got to cover the specifics of that. There are also some class changes that are coming in for 10.2.7 that we're going to cover in this video. And if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with news related to World of Warcraft, then smash that subscribe button. So WoW Remix is a limited time event where your characters are going to level fast from 10 to 70. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't include your actual existing characters. So everybody's going to be starting from a fresh experience. You can think of this similar to like a season of discovery phase for retail WoW. There's going to be accelerated leveling and content, allowing you to take on nearly every quest, scenario, dungeon, and raid. Now, they don't mention challenge modes, but oh my god, if they put challenge modes in and scale them, and you're able to get those transmogs again, this will go down in history as one of the best events ever, like the level of a Mage Tower event. So I'm praying that it is, although it doesn't officially say it here on this post. Create a new WoW Remix character starting at level 10 to adventure through the event up to level 70. A mountain of loot. Get powerful items from everywhere, quests, chests, creatures, and bosses. Customizable items allowing you to power up as far as you can go to take on tougher content. So new customizable items. That's why I'm saying it's kind of like Season of Discovery. Convert unwanted items into bronze, which can be used to upgrade items or purchase cosmetics. Keep what you collect and take your collection of transmogs with you into the war within. So this is a really cool kind of fresh start event to bring multiple audiences of players in World of Warcraft together to experience this type of event, and then, you know, incentivize you a little bit to get some stuff to try out the war within. So I think it is really well strategically planned. Although I've got some kind of concerns. This is me overthinking this probably a little bit as to maybe they're testing the waters to see how popular Mists of Pandaria is going to be before they commit to a classic re-release. In my most recent news video, we talked about the content cadence of Cataclysm. If you want to check out all the specifics of that, you can, but Cataclysm is basically going to be really fast relative to how long it lasted the first time. So I do wonder if there's going to be a bit of a reach there. You don't need to buy any version of World of Warcraft. You just need a subscription and game time to play. So even if you're not interested in Dragonflight at all, you're going to be able to try this without getting Dragonflight, which honestly I think they probably should have done for Plunderstorm as well. So this is really cool. You can just jump into it right away. You're going to be leveling through all of the classic zones for MOP, the Jade Forest, the Valley of the Four Winds, the Kunlai Summit, the Tau Long Steps, Dread Waste, everything that you would come to expect for Mists of Pandaria raids. And there's going to be even heroic raids to go into this, but I'm imagining you're going to be using the retail class structure and talent trees. So this could be a really good way to make an alt something to experiment on, level it up really fast, and learn some of the abilities while incorporating a lot of these new other components as well. Create a new modern World of Warcraft character to undertake your adventures in Pandaria. You're going to collect various items. You're going to be able to power them up. You're going to be able to take them forward, and you'll be starting from level 10, as they've said. Now, the new loot. Now, this new loot looks absolutely insane. That's why the first time that I read it, I was like, is this included with the normal retail account? Because some of these items are the most broken thing that I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's no way that this can be coming to retail, possibly. Things like Life Storm, summon a storm, call down 5 bolts of lightning every 1 second. Each bolt inflicts 25,000 damage to enemies within 30 yards. During the storm, 3 flowers grow around the caster, and after 5 seconds, they'll just heal for 400,000 health. Now, 400,000 health, like, what is our HP pool is going to be like? That's such a big number. Granting 1,700 haste as well to allies for 10 seconds. Thundering Orb, transform into a Thundering Orb like Kennen from League of Legends. And while you're a Thundering Orb, you're going to take 50% reduced damage. You're going to move really fast. So it's literally like Kennen. And you're immune to CC. Now, this is being tailored as a PvE event, as like a pairing up with the Plunderstorm being more of a PvP central event, even though if you're a WoW PvP player, it probably didn't give you the same type of hit. I wonder if there are going to be battlegrounds, because I absolutely want some chaotic stuff with this stuff. Like, if they don't have battlegrounds enabled where you can take this weird customized stuff in this unique version of WoW, I'm going to be really disappointed. But they've been advertising it as a PvE event, so maybe there's not going to be. I'm just going to gonna have to hope that it's covered in this post. But the Oblivion Sphere, coalesce an orb of pure void that increases critical strike damage taken by enemies by 50%, and after 4 seconds it's just going to explode for additional shadow damage on top of that. Think about how insane these are in terms of what your class is going to be able to output in terms of damage and stuff. We got Tinker Gems, which is Hailstorm. Every 3 seconds build a charge of Hailstorm upon reaching 10 stacks. Unleash hail on enemies within 50 yards. Each impact inflicts frost damage and applies numbing cold. Numbing cold will reduce movement speed as well as damage that the target deals. There's also a healer version of this which will grant a shield which applies numbing cold to enemies within range of it with the same effect of movement speed and damage reduction. And then the third one, Wildfire. Your abilities have a chance to inflict additional fire damage and spread wildfire to a nearby enemy, inflicting fire damage every 1 second. Wildfire stacks and spreads to nearby enemies, stacking up to 10 times. Insane AoE damage, insane survivability. Tingmaster's Shield grants a shield absorbing damage equal to 20% of your total health, and the shield will regenerate if you haven't taken damage for 10 seconds. And these are all going to be important items to consider when you're customizing to try and speed up as fast as possible to level 70 for that Realm First title. While you are above 80% health, your attacks consume 2% of your maximum health to inflict additional holy damage. Sunstrider's Flourish. Your critical strikes erupt in a fiery explosion, inflicting fire damage to enemies within 15 yards of your target. Some more AoE. Cogwheel Gems. You're going to be able to get abilities from other classes. At least that's the way that it looks right here. You're going to be able to get Blink, teleport you 10 yards forward or until reaching an obstacle and freeze you from all stuns and bonds. Sprint, you're going to be able to get 70% movement speed for 8 seconds, or roll a short distance. So imagine being a rogue or a demon hunter with Blink or something absolutely insane. And maybe this isn't even the extent of all the things. Maybe we'll be able to discover certain things as we go through, and this might just be a limited example pool. The Cloak of Infinite Potential. You'll also be able to earn an artifact cloak that gains permanent power, increases as you play. Power you earn on your strongest character is shared with alternate characters, creating for the event to make leveling even faster. So it's just speed leveling, make a bunch of different alts, try a different bunch of customizations out. It's honestly kind of turning it into an action RPG, like Diablo is the way that I'm viewing this, where you'll be able to re-roll and level up and see what all those different types of power-ups. There's going to be limited edition mounts as well. Earn titles and a variety of transmogs, previously unreleased color variants of older mounts, and more simply, by completing WoW Remix Mists of Pandaria specific achievements during the remix, these achievements will become feats of strength when the event ends. You'll be able to get this Yellow Dragon, this reskinned bird, which looks really awesome. Who knows what else? Welcome to the new Bronze Age. There's no such thing as a bad drop, and any drop you get can get converted into a new currency. You'll be able to use this currency to purchase upgrades and World of Warcraft account-bound cosmetics. Head to a bazaar in any zone to purchase everything from class transmogs to MOP mounts, toys, and more. Class transmogs. They said class transmogs. Are they recolored recolored challenge mode sets? I mean, bro, I'd love to be able to. I'd love to be able to do something to be able to get those back again. Obtain or difficult to obtain. Wait. This allows players to purchase items that were unable to obtain or difficult to obtain as random drops by simply spending this new currency to add them to their accounts collections. Players won't be able to use the auction house either in this, so you're playing solo self-found. They're taking that element from hardcore WoW, so no one's able to no botters will be able to interact with this feature either, which is really cool. Fresh start for everybody, insane new power-ups and combinations. I'm really hoping that there's challenge mode sets. I'm really hoping that there's battlegrounds in like dueling, maybe not rated arena or something, but just something to test this gear out on other players. But because it is advertised as a PvE event, maybe that won't happen. There are a couple of additional class changes as well that are coming through here for 10.2.7. For Death Knights, Reaping, your Soul Reaper and Scourge strikes and Festering strikes and Death Coils will deal 30% additional damage to enemies below 35% health. Travel Form is getting a glyph that's going to make you move additional 60% faster out of combat, which I mean is going to be absolutely broken in Battlegrounds. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much of this like data mining for these class changes is accurate, because that seems absolutely crazy. For Evokers, you're going to be getting mana back when you cast Living Flame, 85% for augmentation and devastation, preservation, and 50% for for Preservation and 85 for Aug and Dev, so some mana return. For Beast Mastery, your call pet will additionally summon the pet from the bonus slot in your stable. This is kind of like a rewording. It's a little tough to say what exactly this means, as they're just trying to make it easier to understand. Mistweavers are getting a tiny bit of a buff with Essence Font channeling a little bit faster, and Nourishing Chi providing a periodic healing boost during Life Cocoon by 20%, trying to make Life Cocoon more of a viable cooldown in PvE, I would imagine, as it's a single target shield. I feel like they need to make it a more AoE components if that's really going to be the case. Some rewording around Seraphic Crescendo for Holy Priest, and the most notable one for PvP is that Veil of Midnight is getting a nerf, and this is one of the most outstanding powerful rogue abilities. Now Veil of Midnight will only make Cloak of Shadows remove harmful effects, so you'll be able to use it to remove a disarm or to remove a physical root, but it will now no longer increase your dodge chance. So this turns Cloak into almost purely being an offensive cooldown instead of double dipping on offense and defense, lowering their survivability a little bit, which I think is generally going to be good. For Warriors, Hurricane, I'm not sure if it looks like it's getting a buff if this is baseline, but for Arms Warrior, Bladestorming, or Ravager, you're going to gain 5% movement speed and 5% strength, which could have some fun combos if this is actually a change to the baseline abilities. And definitely worth checking out. But I think the most notable change was that rogues are getting a little bit of a nerf when it comes to PvP. So other than that, if you want to make sure to stay up to date to news related to World of Warcraft, smash that subscribe button. I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive with the new content that is coming, that is making Season 4 look a lot more awesome. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.